Good morning, students. Today we are going to study a new poem named Marys, written by Nissim Ezekiel. This poem is prescribed in third year's syllabus. This poem is from Indian English literature. First of all, we will study Nissim Ezekiel's life. Nissim Ezekiel was born on 16 December 1924 and he died on 9th January 2004. He was an Indian Jewish poet. Jewish means Yahudi. His religion was Jew. An Indian Jewish poet he was, and apart from that, he was an actor, playwright, editor, and art critic also. He was a foundational figure in post colonial India's literary history, specifically for Indian poetry in English. Here, I want to tell you that post colonial means after the period after the rule of British, means after the period, the poems which was written after the independence in 1947. He was awarded Sahitya Academy Award in 1983 for his collection Latter Day Psalms. Ezekiel has been praised or applauded for his subtle, restrained, and well crafted diction, dealing with common and simple themes in a manner that manifests both cognitive profundity as well as unsentimental, realistic sensibility. Here, the word manifest means प्रदर्शित करना, cognitive means intellectual, and the word profundity means depth. That has been influential. His writings has been influential on the course of succeeding Indian English poetry. Now we will move towards to our poem Marys. This is the text of the poem. I am reading out it for you. Lovers, when they marry, face eternity with touching grace, complacent at being fated, never to be separated. The bride is always pretty, the groom a lucky man. The darkened room roars out the joy of flesh and blood. The use of nakedness is good. I went through this believing all our love denied the primal fall. Wordless, we walked among the trees and felt immortal as the breeze. However, many times we came apart, we came together, the same thing over and over again. Then suddenly the mark of Cain began to show on her and me. Why should I reign the mystery by harping on the suffering rest, myself a frequent wedding guest? In this poem, The theme develops through six stages: love, marriage, joy of married life, strengths in marital relationship, antagonism and separation, and the refusal of the poet at last. It is one of the ironies of life that marriage, which unites the lovers, ultimately leads to their separation. The bliss that begins with a touching grace of eternity gradually disappears. Strengths develop, and many a time the lovers settle down to a nagging existence. The word nagging, which I have used, has the meaning that continuously complaining or fault finding. The unresolved marital strains not only destroy the dream but also result in the disintegration of emotions and intellect. Through an effectively contrasting concept, the poet suggests that the whole process, which begins with the denial of sin, means this all starts with the innocence, ends in the thought of murder. However, the mystery of marriage continues to haunt the poet himself. Is a frequent wedding guest, silently and sadly witnessing marriages which are destined to disintegrate in due course. The enchantment makes victims of us all. This poem, Marriage, is not of love marriage. This is about arranged marriage, in which lovers glue to each other after seeing. Lovers, when they marry, think themselves so much blessed and fortunate. People basking in love. Here, the word bask means to take enjoyment. Eternity seems to be shining over them, and they, the partakers of that. Here, the word partaker means receiver of or a sharer of something. The newly married couple think it that the marriage was preordained, means marriage was preordained means purva nirdharit, settled in paradise at it had to happen, and they would never separate in the next birth too. Based on the edifice, edifice means a building or a house of such conjecture. Conjecture means speculating or having an opinion and reckoning. The relationship starts up with a view to sailing through. The poet wants to say here that when two-person marries with each other, they think of themselves very blessed, they are very happy, and they think that this situation will continue forever. As ever viewed, the bride is always pretty and the groom a happy man to have got her luckily. The dark room looking dark as the darker stories to tell of relationship. Here, the poet is pointing towards their joy of physical relationships, where flesh hangs heavy upon the joys and bliss of flesh and blood contact, man woman relationship, attraction and repulsion, attachment and detachment, give and take relations. These are but the after scenes to follow and enthrall. Enthrall means to hold spellbound, or in Hindi we can say मोहित करना, आकर्षित करना, unmindful of primal fall. Here the poet says that in this state of happiness, the couple forgets about the primal fall. Here the poet connects this poem with the Adam and Eve, the first man and woman on the earth. They had their fall from the heaven. They walk down the tracks of life together within utter attraction and attachment. The breeze refreshes them and they feel it immortal. After walking together with, sharing with, and enjoying the moments, they think it otherwise, oblivious of the zigzag ways of life. Oblivious means lack of conscious awareness, बेखबर होना, zigzag ways of life. Zigzag means tede mede, or the difficult situations of life and the crisscrosses of destiny. When faced with some problems, they overcome it, but starts affecting. Here, can is the son of Abel, sorry, son of Adam and Eve. According to the Old Testament, Cain and Abel were the first children of Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve had two sons, first named Cain and the other one is Abel. They born after the fall of the man. Cain killed Abel. Here the notable thing is that the Cain killed his brother Abel out of jealousy and was exiled by God. But Cain starts affecting, leaving an impact of on with the frictions and fissures, making inroads into the edifice. Here the word friction means a state of conflict between persons, and the word fissure means a long narrow opening, means darar. Finally, the poet wants it not to resolve the mystery by asserting it or rejecting it. He goes to continue with his observation. Envisaged means to form a mental image of something that is not present. When the short lived bliss and happiness give way to means किसी के सामने हार मान लेना, पराजित होना, हथियार डाल देना, there lasts nothing except struggle and suffering. Suffering, anguish means extreme mental distress. Dejection means depression, and disappointment engages the mindscape and the heart feels it not good. The poet himself, a wedding guest, knows it not what is the end of the story, Relationships make and disintegrate too in the likewise manner. How to rejoin them is the thing to be dealt with. I hope you enjoy the video or you got the explanation. Thank you.